Yeah, I'm in my office right now, or her living room. But I had this golf cart. I turned it upside down in the wheels and made a tennis practice device. And a lot of times when people are playing, they don't know how to, have underspin, or they do hit underspin because they're weak with their wrist. And this is developing. You can of course do topspin where you go up on the ball and then you finish, to your shoulder here. That'd be a great time to practice, uh, going up with the edge and then coming to your shoulder a little bit more, so you're stretching a little bit more. Remember, when you stretch, where you start flexing, you're gonna get more power. A lot of times we don't stretch our muscles enough, okay? And so that's why we exercise before we play, or find some way to stretch. And so when you go, when you're practicing the wheel, you're practicing topspin, and that's, you're going up with the edge. Of course, you got the lag, and then you come in, and you go up the edge, and just go ahead and press it more like this with your elbow. I don't do it fast. You can do a half racket, full racket. I suggest starting a short racket, progression, okay? And so what you want to do when you're practicing, though, is you want to learn how to go under, like the letter U. Or, if you go too much, the ball's going to go up. Look at your racket head. And so you can kind of practice this way, and so you can develop the skills, okay? Where your hand, slants down a little bit, like a diagonal right there. That'd be a great way to practice. I had the wheel because then it helps me to practice, develop my wrist, so I can go underspin. A lot of players that are playing, they're just trying to hit the ball, that's all. And they're hitting it more like a baseball. They're not learning how to spin the ball. And if you spin, of course you win. Where upward motion have downward spin. And so they're not, they're just hitting the ball. And teachers are not teaching them how to, control the ball. And so spin is going to help you control the ball. And so I'm learning how to develop my wrist. And of course, most players will say, I wish I was looser. They get tight when they're playing or they're competitive. And so you want to find ways that you can be loose. And so here's topspin, and this wheel here, okay, this old golf cart, you can pick these up anywhere, thrift stores, or people discard them, cut it off, make a stand, and then now we can practice underspin. And so it's developing the skill of my wrist, learning how my wrist moves. Tennis is like your hand. It's like the palm of your hand. So I'll show you a video sometime on that. But you got underspin because you go under the ball. I call it underspin versus slice or cutting the ball. Just practice underspin and you'll get the idea. Topspin, you have topspin, and now practice and you go over, press, so stretch a little bit. You can do that forehand and backhand side. And right now I'm working on my forehand and practicing. Do it right-handed, do it left-handed. But a wheel is a great thing for developing those hand skills. And if you notice, I'm in my desk chair. That way I can learn how to swivel. Okay, a lot of times people aren't using the leg power to where you're just kind of swiveling. Here's probably too many tips, but here you can practice swiveling, okay? I can just kind of go, okay? And that way I'm using my core. I'm using my core. A lot of times when we have people using their arm, their body's open, and they're like this, and they're not taking that uniturn where they're opening. Okay, so it's important. So just a few tips that you can glean from. But most of this is just kind of learning. There's topspin, okay, topspin. And then when you go under it, there's underspin. So you have to find creative ways to practice at home on a hot day. Like it was so hot yesterday, it's impossible to play outside, really. And so maybe that's the time you want to play in the air conditioning at home. Watch a video as you play. A good video, that is. Not something that's brainless or doesn't benefit anybody. But something that you can learn from, and that's going to inspire you or motivate you or challenge you to courageously or dare you to do the best you can. And that's a good book. Dare. If you ever get a copy of that, read it. I dare you.